Welcome back everyone to another episode of Men of Valor. Last episode, we were basically celebrating Tet holiday, but suddenly the Viet Cong decided to violate the ceasefire that they've agreed upon. Why? Because they can. And what did the media say about it? Absolutely nothing. What did you expect from the media anyway? It's not like journalists know anything. So today we're going to do something that is very important. We're going to go from the McPhee compound to the administration complex here in the new city of Hue. That means we're going to retake control of the southern part of the city, and before we move into the old city of Hue up here. Now the big problem here is that much of these. Now there's one thing that we need to keep in mind here, folks, is that Arvin is fighting up here. They're trying to hold out the citadel in their headquarters before retaking the old city by themselves. They have no communication with us, so they're fighting on their own. For the Marines, the Battle of Hue City is basically where the entire game basically flipped on its head. Previously, they've had fightings in the Pacific campaigns during the Second World War, where they hop from one island to another, fighting their very well entrenched Japanese opposition. Here in Vietnam, in the early years, they were doing these search and destroy patrols in the jungles of Vietnam, like what you saw in the earlier campaign missions from Operation Starlight down to the Iron Triangle and Khe Sanh. Here, suddenly they found themselves fighting in urban warfare. It's like Stalingrad, if you will. And the entire game plan changed overnight. Now, but the Crayon Chewers, Devil Dogs, they were fast learners. They quickly adapted. They learned that the best way to clear a room is to toss a grenade in and then go in guns blazing. Don't think, don't second guess, just do it. Because your enemies might be hiding in there, and they're gonna kill you if you don't kill them. If you hesitate and think, is it a civilian or a Viet Cong? Well, you might be dead. That's the mentality that the Marines had to deal with.
Dean, I know you're supposed to be in Hue for a bit of R&R before you head back home. But as you can imagine, circumstances require every available man. We've secured the perimeter of the compound, but otherwise, Hue is in enemy hands. They've taken control of the citadel, and only us and the Arvin Division headquarters up north are holding out. We've got additional men coming up from Phu Bai, and the 101st is holding off any NVA reinforcements. But as usual, it's up to the Marines to move the heavy load. Captain Van Bao has asked the 5th to clear out New City and secure the south bank of the Perfume. I'm including you in the operation orders for tomorrow's action. The attacks cost us a lot of leaders, and we need you to fill in. Captain Dandridge is taking his men out to clear the hostiles from the residential and commercial districts south of the Perfume River. I want you and Dan Schunauer to join him. It's going to be house-to-house fighting, and it will be ugly.
The NVA have taken it over, and we gotta take it back.
Alright, here we go. tank move up, take cover behind it.
Come on, men. Let's clear the street.
Alright, street's clear. Return to the tank. Make your way to the administration building. Back then, the Marines decided to use the M48 tanks like this as a sort of mobile cover. It's also one of their only other heavy weapon platform because most of the indirect fire were basically suspended. And the reason being is that Hue City is a cultural heritage of Vietnam. They cannot just simply demolish the whole city. Artillery, mortars, airstrikes, anything that can possibly damage the old cities and its architect, they're basically off limits. So instead, they decided to use things like recoilless, super bazookas, and tanks in order as tools in order to destroy enemy fortification in specific areas. I hate it when that happens. Alright, moving into the administration building. You know, the exterior looks like the Independence Palace in Saigon.
Let's clear the lower floor. Don't leave a room unchecked.
Get down! Get some of this! Let's kick some ass!
Grenade! Street fighting in Hue City was like that. Unlike in the jungle where you can basically set up these surprise ambushes here and there, Hue City was basically where you can hide, any building can become a fortress. So as a result, the Marines have to learn fast. Basically, they need to learn how to breach a building, learn that anywhere it could become a fighting position. And you can basically create these murder holes on the wall.
Somebody
Room clear, move to the next. Room clear.
I'm here with you. Just hang on. I'm not ready.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Roland Shepherd, this is one of the most...
Both our machine gunners are down. I really wish we can pick up enemy grenades and use them as well. Some of the mechanics, like the bleeding mechanics here, they just simply don't work half as well as the developers previously hoped.
Mình vào giết nó.
Alright, we clear out the building. Time to move on.
The church is just up the street. The NVA are really dug in, so watch your ass. Keep your eyes open for rocket crews.
Move to the church.
Bị thương, đầu hàng.
rebel dogs. Hoorah!
And that guy basically taking an entire magazine and still kicking. Here we go. This is the really hard part. Don't need to run towards the church. Just sit tight and suppress the rocket cruising there.
We gotta suppress those rocket crews so I can get in close. Fire on that town.
This is why I picked the RPD for this mission. Just keep shooting like that. Even after you run out of ammo, just switch to your car 15 and keep rocking. There, that's the thing that will help you. Bring on the M50 on top, boys. There it is. Here it comes. There.
We're in business, Marines. Let's take that church.
Seriously, I just patched myself up. Darn it. Really? Holy moly! It's a massacre!
Lord Jesus! It's a massacre!
It's a mass grave. We've been getting intel about this. These bastards came into this city with hit lists. They've been rounding up civilians and executing them.
That's right. A lot of the Viet Cong came here because they were informed by the sympathizers of Hue City. They were informed about everyone. Anyone who works as a police officer, administrators, a priest, whatever. And then when they know where these people live, they round them up and execute them just like that. And then when they were caught red-handed, they just basically shift the blame to America.
It used to be beautiful, but not now. Almost every wall still standing has holes in it, and fires are taking apart whole neighborhoods. would have been worse except for the rain. Since I came to Nam, I've seen a lot of dead bodies, but fighting in a city is something else. A lot of the people that we haven't found dead have just disappeared. I'm hoping they ran off when the fighting started, but the rumor is that the North Vietnamese rounded up large groups of citizens they deemed undesirable and marched them out of the city. We found a grave outside a church the other day, with about 50 bodies dumped in it. The Viet Cong and North Vietnamese really hate Catholics. I know the news you guys are hearing isn't very good, but remember, you are only getting one side. The countryside hasn't risen up against us, and the South Vietnamese troops are fighting just as hard as we are to keep the country free. If the newsmen saw what I did, they'd be singing a different tune. Remember, I'll be home safe in a short time. I hear Jamie and the guys at Quezon are holding out fine, but I'm sure he hasn't had an opportunity to write since this all started. I'll write again when I find out more. Love, Dean.
That's it for today, folks. Hope you like what you saw. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to donate to my PayPal for more Vietnam War content. I'll see you next time as we move into the old city and linked up with Arvin troops.